Namo Buddhaya. Hello everyone, welcome everyone to another episode from the iMONASTERY channels. Today we are going to talk about something that's quite difficult for most of us when it happens, about how to let go the undesirable thought that arise in our mind. There may be many techniques to deal with this, but today we are going to take a look deeper through the lens of Buddhism of how can we dealing with letting go, what would be the practical way of letting go. So let's hang out with our great teacher, the Buddha. According to the Harvard study, it is said, human beings, we spend 47% of our time get lost in thought. We get trapped of the thought in the past and also get trapped in the thought of the future. We not really have a chance to living life in this very present moment. And that is why at the moment, number one global disability is depression and stress. Because people don't know how to get out of their thought. They don't know how to let go the thought that they really want to let go. To me, this task of letting go is a skill that everyone needs to develop. It's not an easy task at all, but it can be done, it can be achieved through the right wisdom. Well, I like to start off with the simile that I think is relevant to the topic of letting go, and I hope you can relate it to this simile as well. There is a story about the man who planned on taking a beautiful vacation. He is so excited about this trip. He couldn't sleep. He get himself prepared. He has one backpack behind his back, and that backpack filled with little stuff that he thinks is necessary for the rest of the trip, such as the water flask, the flashlight, the blankets, and things like that. The minimum in the backpack. And he feels very comfortable. He feels very excited. He feels very happy before he take on this journey. As he start walking toward this journey, wherever he go, he stop by, he enjoy, and he start picking up something and put into his backpack. Sometimes can be the flower, the shell, the wood stick, the stone. Wherever he finds something he like, he put those items into his backpack, and he keep on walking. As he continue to travel, he noticed that his backpack get heavier and heavier. He don't feel comfortable, he feel unhappy, he feel heavy on his back, he feel very exhausted. So he decided to open up the backpack and try to decide which one should he let go. And he cannot let go all of those stuff in his backpack. So he put it back on and keep on walking. Even though he may find excited here and there along the way, but his backpack getting heavier and heavier as he walked. So reflecting to this story, I think this has happened to many of us. As we walk through life, we have been holding and clinging on a lot of stuff in our mind, and most of the stuff that we holding and clinging, we cannot let go. Even though there are so many things that we want to let go, but we don't have a courage to let go, or we don't know how to let it go. In other words, we have been imprisoning ourselves with the undesirable thought in our mind, and we keep on holding them. We want to let them go, but we don't know how to do that. I believe there are many wisdom and many techniques out there that help us to understand the concept of letting go and to understand of how to actually let go the thought that we don't want to hold on. Today I like to present with you some of the wisdom that I find from the Buddhist text that perhaps help you to understand the idea of letting go and help you to actually let go the thing that you want to let go from your mind. And before we get to that, I like to remind you that letting go is the skill that needs to be developed. To be specific, we're talking about the wisdom development. Is dealing with wisdom, because the thing that we want to let go, simply they're just the thought that arise in our mind, and most likely it's a negative thought, a painful thought, painful experience that we want to let go, and we don't know how to let them go. To let go requires wisdom. The first step of how to let go is to identify what exactly that you want to let go. Do you want to let go something that already happened in the past, or you plan to let go something that bothering you about something in the future that not arrived yet? Is something that already happened in the past, maybe nothing much we can do about it. For example, a person may have a broken relationship, and that hurtful relationship still kept in his mind, and he didn't know how to let it go. Or a man who used to be a CEO, be a director, be a big shot in a company, and all of a sudden he got laid off, and now he loses his job, he has nothing to do, so he end up working in the grocery store or doing some work that he may not think that he will be doing. You must make sure that you identify first what exactly that you want to let go. Is the bad experience in the past, or the relationships, or the work or anything at all that make you feel heavy, that make you feel worried. Just like the man who sit down and open up your backpack and take a look what exactly that you want to let go. And once you are able to identify what exactly that you want to let go, and the second step is to reflect on the reality. If you notice that you want to let go the painful feeling in the past, or you crave for the job that you want to have, but you cannot have it at the moment, something that you lose, something you want to have it back, and that thought keep bothering you. So you maybe reflect on the reality or the nature of life, that everything is subject to change. We call this is the law of impermanence. Nothing can remain the same. Everything is keep on changing. Human, animal, object. Something that you feel good today, tomorrow you may feel different toward the same thing. It's about the thought that keep on changing, and it's happened because of the way we see things and the way we understand things. So you need to find time, sit back and reflect on it. Is there anything you can do at the moment when that thought happened? As a Buddhist monk, we reflect on our life on a daily basis about this law of nature, that everything is impermanent, everything is subject to change, and there is nothing much that we can control. If the problem that can be fixed, then we find a way to fix it. If the problem that cannot be fixed, then we have to learn how to understand it. Then we can move on with our life. So find time to reflect on something that you really want to let go. Does it worth hold on it? What would be the drawback of you holding that thought in your mind? And what would be the benefit of you letting go those thoughts and free your mind from those worry and anxieties? And the third step is about accepting it. Once you identified it, you reflect on it, you see the benefit of letting go, you see the drawback of holding them. Now it's time for you to learn how to accept it. Accept things the way they are. If something that already happened, you have a broken relationship, that relationship now has gone. So you have to find a way to accept it. Otherwise you cannot move on with your life. If you used to be a CEO, a director from the big company, and now you lose your job, you're coming down to an ordinary man where no one recognizes you, you work in the grocery store. Because once you accept the reality, then you start developing the sense of contentment and gratefulness of who you are. At least if you're watching this video, one thing that you should feel grateful for is you're still alive. Because being alive is everything. As long as you're still alive, you can do a lot of things that you wanted to do in your life, right? So now it's just about the thought that bothering you, make you worry, make you feel heavy, and you don't know how to deal with it. It's not a life and death situation. Reflect on it and accept it and feel content about who you are and what you do, and start to love yourself more. I believe we owe ourselves the big time of loving kindness and compassion when it's come to letting go the thought that we don't want to let go. This reminds me of one of the students that came to me after I give a talk of letting go and loving kindness. And she said to me that, Venerable, I truly appreciate your wisdom and I truly appreciate your effort that try to explain to me the benefit of loving kindness and the benefit of letting go. But to be honest with you, I just cannot forgive the man who hurt my feeling. I just cannot. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to share loving kindness for him, and I don't know how to let him go from my thought. He has been holding the resentments for a very long time toward that person, and she didn't know how to let it go. And I feel really sympathy for her. If this happened to you, you should really spend time and reflect on it deeply, develop the wisdom to deal with this. Otherwise, there will be no single day that you're still alive on this planet. This thought will keep hunting you for the rest of your life, and you cannot be happy. The only way you can be happy is to drop down that thought and let it go. So do your best, okay? Find a way to, whatever works for you, find a way to let go. Start from identifying what exactly that you want to let go and reflect on it, the benefit of letting go and the drawback of holding that thought. The third one is about accept it. Accept things the way they are. If someone hurt your feeling in the past, it's already happened. Our job is to make sure that we live life fully at the present moment. There are so many things that we can enjoy, right? Our parents, our children, friends and relatives. There are so many people that love us. There are so many people that care about us. And I believe there are so many things that can make you happy at this very present moment. And now we come to number 4 and number 5. And I think these last two elements are very crucial when it comes to letting go. Start from practice mindfulness on a daily basis. Because letting go is about ability to deal with negative thought or undesirable thought that happen in your mind. And when it happens, we don't know how to get out of that thought. As a Buddhist monk, we practice mindfulness and meditation on a daily basis. The simplest way to practice mindfulness is to utilizing your breath. by observe your breath in and out. So 5 times during the day, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, sit back, relax, and breathe in and out, and observe how the body breathes. As you observe how the body breathes, you may be noticing that there may be thought that arise. Now it's time for you to recognize that thought. Observe those thoughts the way they are, without attach your identity to them. If you habituate your mind not to attach your identity to the thought that arrive every time it arises, now your job of letting go become easier because you look at them the way they are. Thought is just a thought, they come and go. So you just sit there, relax, observe your breath, observe your thought without analyzing it, without interfere with it, without judgment, nothing, just observe the way they are. This is something that you can practice right away on a daily basis, whether you are on the bus, in the elevator, waiting in line to get your coffee. You can come back to your breath at any moment. Start from here. And the second step is practice meditation. Because thoughts arise from the mind, whether negative thought, positive thought, the thought that we want to hold on, the thought that we want to let go, they all stem from the mind. And meditation is the only promising tool that available that help us to understand the nature of our own mind. Once we understand the nature of our own mind, then perhaps we are able to let go the thought that we want to let go. The Buddha once says, the wise person pay attention to develop concentration or samadhi, and the person without samadhi or concentration is the person without wisdom. So to deal with all of this, of how to let go the thought that we want to let go, to nurture your mind with peace and happiness, it's coming down to wisdom. And in order for us to have that wisdom, we need to practice meditation. According to this teaching of the Buddha, we can see the picture that in order for us to have the wisdom to deal with thought that we want to let go and to bring peace, calm and happiness to our mind, to bring the clarity of our mind back, we need to develop wisdom. And in order for us to have that wisdom in place, we need to practice meditation. You think of the light bulb. The light bulb is like the concentration. And when we turn on the light, we get the light. This light is like the wisdom. So wisdom and concentration, they stay together. They support each other. So I would say, and if you love yourself, you need to make sure that you develop mindfulness and practice meditation. Make them a habit. I believe this information are helpful for you, and I hope you can find a way to let go something that you really want to let go. Letting go is about making a choice, and I do believe everyone can make a choice to continue hold on something a little bit longer, or you can make decision that today is the final day that I'm going to let this thing go from my life. So wish everyone success in practice of letting go. Namo Buddhaya.